The Lifesteal SMP, one of the deadliest Minecraft servers where if you die you lose a heart and if you kill someone you gain a heart. But this time, instead of much bigger creators, it is made by complete strangers. Previously, I had risen to the top, became the most powerful player and formed an alliance. But this time, it wasn't so easy because conflicts were rising. While I was editing, new members were joining the server and another team was formed. Although the Night Ravens have just recently started playing, they were already getting stacked and were planning to kill us all. Not only that, but our team, the Robbers Nation, was not looking good. We were now severely outnumbered and they even knew where our base was. I logged on and saw that our old bunker was completely destroyed. So after finding my secret chest and getting those items, I headed to our new hideout. There were OP villagers, some chests, farms, and it was a perfect place to stay. But unfortunately, our enemies had those same exact thoughts. We needed to prepare, and even with some decent gear, I was not ready for what was soon to come. Shifty, the leader of the Night Ravens, had suddenly showed up at our base. Turns out that Ahmad had made a deal with him. But our leader had different plans. We were going to fight him in a 2v1. Here's the problem though. While we had the advantage in numbers, he had some really good gear and revealed that he had close to 50 hearts. Despite all that, the battle had now begun. And after fighting and chasing him for some time, he had gotten away. But this battle wasn't just for nothing. We now knew that he could be defeated. All I needed to do was to get stacked. So throughout that night, that's exactly what I did. I gathered blaze powder, went mining for gold and diamonds, and after a few more hours of trading with villagers and getting debris after debris, I had finally gotten enough materials to make the best set of armor in the entire game. The next morning, when I logged back on the server, we have been attacked and my teammates were trapped. Luckily, I was outside of the base, so I quickly made some netherite gear and prepared for the fight that could decide this war's final outcome. I went down and started attacking Shifty, but I forgot that he had over 40 hearts, so I had to log off. I really didn't want to die. While briefly looking back, I overheard their conversation. According to what I've heard, Shifty used someone's alt accounts to gain the most hearts on the server, and after a short discussion, Shifty admitted to using alts and his extra hearts have been removed. After some more waiting, I could finally log back and survive. I was then taught to go through our portal and attempt to 2v1 Shifty once more. They were once again negotiating some kind of deal with Ahmad, so this was our chance to kill him. To make it a little more fair, we decided to battle in 10 minutes time. But suddenly, Shifty rushed to our base, stole our brewing stand and tried to get away. We quickly chased him back through the portal and started fighting. We have defeated Shifty, which meant that he lost all his items. The Robbers Nation has come out on top, and the leader of the Night Ravens had to start all over again. After countless hours of grinding and constant work, we have killed our enemy's leader. But although we had won this fight, the war was far from over. We agreed that both sides would have 1 week to prepare for the final battle. It was now time to get geared. My first destination was the zombie spawner at our old base, where I got XP and repaired my gear. I then got the news that we moved our base to a more secret location. I quickly went back to our villagers, and although it took our leader over 5 minutes to find it, we have arrived at what would be our very last base of operations. But I couldn't stop here. Time was ticking and we still had a lot of things to prepare. So after winning the 1v1 of my life, we went to get some ender pearls. There's actually 5 endermen here. We even practiced some PvP, planted some carrots and potatoes, crafted golden apples, then headed out to kill the ender dragon. So we found the stronghold, filled in the eyes and started fighting. We have defeated the ender dragon, got a bunch of levels and went to the end islands. I eventually left, but Ahmad found an end city with some good loot and even an elytra, but just so you know, elytras are banned on this server. After some more farming, enchanting and mining, something very unexpected happened. A player named CookieXD found an exploit where if he drowns he gets a free heart. And although the glitch didn't work for everyone, this discovery would go on to change everything, and you'll see why very soon. The next day, while going to spawn to meet someone, I came across Shifty. Our enemy's leader was now right in front of me. At first I wanted to follow him back to their base, but when he turned around and looked me in the eyes, I knew that something big was about to happen. A fight had broken out. And as he accepts his defeat, I swung my sword and have now once again defeated my enemy. But this was still nowhere near over. After a few failed attempts at killing a few more players and getting 10 hearts from Shifty, I was faced with a question. Why am I with Ahmad? This made me think about this entire war. What is the reason for this? I mean, why did this even start? While the owner trying to scam Shifty might explain that, is this even worth it? After countless betrayals and so many lives taken, I have made my final decision. To stop this madness once and for all, my plan was to betray and wipe out the entire server and end it all. I decided that with the help of my former arch nemesis, we would take on every single player and fight them all in a battle. It was now 2 players against an entire Minecraft SMP, so we really needed to prepare. But most importantly, winning against these odds wasn't going to be easy, as they still had plenty of time to get OP gear. We needed a way to eliminate multiple players at once quickly. Luckily for us, Shifty is quite good at crystal PvP. And although we didn't really want to make an entire gas farm, we could still make multiple crystals and hope that it would be enough to win this war. Throughout the next few days, apart from hours of grinding, here are some notable events that happened. I gave this guy food and a pro for 1 heart, then I killed him and burned his stuff. We blew some other guy to pieces, got scanned by the owner who then lied and combat logged, and even got a new player to be a spy for me to find Ahmad's base. And guess what, I even beat someone without me wearing any armor. But even though my spy had killed their villagers, our enemy now had a new base at an unknown location. But the worst part was that their leader had stacks of diamonds and access to OP villagers, meaning their team could have some really good diamond armor. And seeing that they could even have 10 or more people on their team, no one really knew what was going to happen. It was now the day of the big battle, and after logging on, I made a netherite axe with sharpness, got blaze rods for more potions, gathered more ender pearls, and most importantly, made a few more crystals. But we got the news that their team now had full diamond armor with protection 4 and other enchants. Time was ticking and the enemy team seemed to want more time to prepare. But with just 5 minutes left before the fight, something very unexpected happened. A player named Wheezy wanted to help us out and actually sent me their coordinates. I ran there as fast as I could because this was our chance. Uh-oh. They were right there. And when my teammate Shifty arrived, we were now ready for an attack. We burned their houses, killed their villagers and started hunting them down. And with that, we have slaughtered everyone and won this war. From the very beginning, after a challenge of survival, forming my first alliance and fighting our outnumbering opposition, my decision to turn against everyone had proven successful. With hours of hard work, grinding every day and trying to find ways to eliminate our enemies, this was the story of how I betrayed a Fanmade Lifesteal SMP. And after getting together for one last screenshot, we have achieved true dominance and power. Let's go!